Hello, James. How are you? You can answer me via WhatsApp or put a comment below. You've just caught me, looking out the window, admiring this pretty crummy view. I'm moving out of here in a couple of weeks, and so I'm just spending some time admiring the rubbish view that I've been admiring for 3 years or so. And holding my camera just over a drop. So there you go. We'll move away from the windowsill. James, really enjoyed your video. I loved seeing that parlour guitar is a work of finesse, isn't it? It's just, there's nothing to it, and it's just everything is exactly what it needs to be. I think I played it before as well. I think a couple of Christmases ago you brought it up and I played a little bit of it. But it's just so delicate that it almost sort of feels wrong to do anything, to touch it or anything. So it's going to be a shame to pass that on, but on another way, it's just wonderful that it's gone through your hands and its long and storied history, and with its just abnormally thin strings. And everyone loves the weight. I mean, the song and the guitar, the famous Dirtbox guitars, the weight. But it's just great. It's really fun to play, isn't it? I'd never actually come across anyone doing the trick with making the top E. Is it the top E or the bottom E? Is it the top or the bottom? The thin one, the thinnest one. I always call it the top because it's the highest note. I'd never come across anyone doing that trick of making that the thickest string. But I guess that makes a lot of sense if you're doing a lot. I'm just touching my nose a lot. I'm really sorry about that. I'm not picking my nose. I'm picking my nose now. But it makes sense because slides and fret noise, that's not what you need. James, I've got good news about the Maiden. So I actually got the Maiden back like 2 days later, which is just wild. I thought it was going to take ages, but it took like 2 days. It didn't even charge me for it, and it is exactly what I wanted. It's just so good now. It's how it should be, and it's just, like I said, you hit the strings and it just feels right and feels good. Now, it's actually made me go on a little guitar journey. You know that I'm a flat pick. I'm a flat pick kind of guy. I have actually started using thumb picks for the first time in like 20 years of playing guitar. I'm not a fingerstyle player. It's never really been a style that I wanted to get into, but something about just the way that this has now been set up now makes, when like you get a new guitar and it just draws you towards it. I can't stop even looking at it. I've seen this guitar loads. It's just like, and it just draws you in and just tells you how it wants to be played and just starts opening the actual instrument. The tool opens up possibilities. And I bought myself a set of large thumb picks and started doing some fingerstyle stuff. Now, I'm well aware that I'm saying that I've been doing fingerstyle stuff, but I'm not actually showing you any, and I won't be showing you any today, partly because I'm still rubbish, but also partly because so I've got really flimsy fingernails, which is a weird thing to know about yourself, but I've got quite soft fingernails and they wear down really easily. If I'm going to develop this fingerstyle thing, I want it to be based on having short nails and having just that attack, so I've got access still to all my fingertips if I want to do soft stuff, but do it with short nails. So I was doing with that, it's going really well, lovely like punchy style and punchy like feel to it. And I was like, right, cool, well now after it's been like a week and a half, my nails get a bit long, and then I cut them down. I cut them down too short. I cut them down way too short, and they actually, all my fingertips hurt. So that's not ideal, really. So I've actually got to wait for my fingertips to recover and for my fingernails to grow back a little bit before I can carry on doing it. But trust me, there's a thing on my Instagram of me doing a little version of Superstition, which I'm quite happy with. So there's some cool stuff happening with that, and it's just opening up a lot of new avenues. Really, I'm really excited. That combined with the new vocal techniques and stuff that I'm getting from my singing lessons every week, I'm feeling really good. But one of the things about the thumb pick is that the pick bit is too long. It's actually too long. So I've got like a nail file. I've actually been filing that down a bit so that it's not quite as long. I don't know what's happened to me, James. I've turned into a complete mentalist. So there you go. I had some other bits and bobs I wanted to show you. So we're talking about strings on guitars and stuff. Now, I've never changed the strings on my mandolin, but I do have a set of mandolin strings, and I actually realised I'd never looked at them. Now, these are 10 to 34s. So the thickest string on that is a 34, which is very thin. So there's that. And then I think I can beat you on the thick big boy strings, which is, so this is my Taylor 8-string baritone, and it's just nuts. It's a ridiculous guitar. I would play it for you now, but it broke string. I've got the spare strings. They're here. I just haven't restrung it. Probably could have done that in this video, but these are 16 to 70 gauge strings. That is a 70 gauge bottom B string, which is just silly. Just very silly. Great. And then obviously beating them all is the bass. You've got basses as well. And I don't even know what gauge those are on. I've also bought this thing, little string mute thing, just because I see like your Joe Darts and people playing with a thing on it that just reduces the noise and all that type of stuff. So them some more strings. I'm not going to show you all my guitars because you've already seen them all in real life, but also because we've got to save some stuff for future videos, you know? Now, I love the idea of sharing songs, and I very much enjoyed that song that you sent, that you showed in the last one. You mentioned it might be from his bouzouki playing. Now, I am potentially going to be getting, because I don't have enough guitars. You and I don't have enough guitars, James, is the thing. But because I don't already have enough, I'm potentially going to get an octave mandolin, which is basically just a bouzouki. So there you go. Just, great minds. Now, I would show you something from my record collection. However, my record collection is tiny, and I can guarantee that you've heard all of that music before. But what I was thinking was, so as part of this whole renewed confidence and in like singing and performing and like the fingerstyle guitar and stuff, I've been looking at my new approach to being a solo performer, probably in like the new year, and I thought, right, what I'm going to do, I'm going to sit down and I'm going to compile the actual definitive playlist of all the songs I already can perform and play and cover, and all the songs that I genuinely think that I will be able to if I just put in a little bit of effort, rather than like, oh, it's a great song, I could never play that, but it'll be a good one. Like, no, only songs that I actually would want to play and I actually would be able to play. And it's like 9 hours long. So the two that I want to show you from this, and I will just tell you what they are so that we don't get copyright claimed. Two quite different ones. Two very different ones from the one that you shared. One of them is, what's it called? It's called Weathered by Jack Garrett. Be interested to know what you think of that song. I really love it. But the main, like, in the verses, the guitar line almost creates like a polyrhythm with the main beat of everything. It's got a really, really nice kind of slightly off kilter, but still, computer precise timing to it. It's just great. Just that particular little polyrhythm syncopation is just really nice. And the other one I wanted to direct you to is a bass line from, the song Dare by Gorillaz. The DFA remix of Dare has one of the coolest bass lines I've ever heard. I first heard it in... we're going down. First heard it in a nightclub in Peckham a couple of years ago. And it's actually one of the main reasons why I ever wanted to play bass. Or why I decided to start playing bass this year. I think I'd love for you to hear that and have a go. And now we're in Australia. Welcome to Australian Dirtbox Brothers. G'day, mate. Now that we're down under, we might as well finish this off. And I still, I don't want to make a big deal out of this, James. I really don't want to make a big deal out of this. But you still haven't told me about how you started playing guitar. I'm not saying I'm disappointed. I'm not nagging, but I have mentioned it in 2 different videos, and I'm just saying, I would like to hear about how you got started playing guitar. I'd like to hear that story. And I'm going to end this video by being upside down out of a different window. And here is the upside down what my street looks like. Very different to where you live, James. Very different. Catch you next week.